WTO's 13th Ministerial Conference, MC13, will grapple with many important issues, but one major focus will be overarching: how do governments want to use this organization? And it's not just a theoretical point, they have very specific decisions before them, including how to reform the WTO's unique dispute settlement system, and whether and how to incorporate plurilateral agreements among subsets of members into their treaty system. So the first issue at the top of the reform agenda is the WTO's dispute settlement system. Several years ago, the United States began to block appointments to the WTO's appellate body because of concerns about how appeals were decided. Since then, decisions made by dispute settlement panels have often been appealed into the void because there's no appeal body to hear them. Meanwhile, some members have built an alternative system to help resolve disagreements amongst themselves. But in the last 2 years, an informal process among members has developed a set of proposed amendments to the system to help improve and streamline its procedures. What remains to be seen is whether members can reach agreement on all of the issues, including the question of appeals required to restore and renew the system. The second big issue is whether and how plurilateral agreements among subsets of members should be incorporated into the WTO's set of treaties. One new treaty on investment facilitation for development is ready to be incorporated, and many members strongly believe the organization should be able to house agreements on new issues in the global economy, even if the agreements don't cover all members. Other governments, though, are worried that deals among subsets of members will drain momentum from the multilateral agenda, including on issues that are key priorities for them, like trade in agricultural products. A third critical discussion revolves around special and differential treatment, the more flexible treatment that developing country members can receive in trade agreements. We're likely, for example, to see a decision on extra flexibilities for least developed countries, for example. But there's an ongoing debate about what flexibilities other developing countries should receive, and whether countries should continue to be able to self-designate as developing country members. What's interesting, though, is that S&DT, special and differential treatment, is itself already evolving. The last few WTO agreements have taken novel and flexible approaches to the question. The last issue on the reform agenda is the one where most progress has already been made, and that's the important but quiet process of improving the efficiency and the transparency of the daily work of the many committees that oversee WTO agreements. Committees have improved the way they work and the way information is shared to make it easier for smaller delegations to participate. As MC13 approaches, many of these questions are coming to the fore, and ministers face decisions that will shape the future of their World Trade Organization.